Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 4J's show here at Utica TV. I'm your host, James Brown, and today we've got a lot of topics to discuss. But before we get there, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves, starting with my good friend to my right.
What's going on? I'm Jeremy Horowitz here. I'm not even going to mention my record. We'll see that in a little bit, but you see here, John Cena did in fact win the 2025 Men's Elimination Chamber match. I also predicted that. I don't know if that counts as my record, but you can't see me. My sign fell. Great.
Jack Rathburn, I think I've been pretty good in the picks recently. I don't think I'm in first anymore. We were crunching the numbers earlier, but still doing pretty well. Excited to get some more picks. Excited, a lot of big games coming up.
And Justin Oates are here. Obviously, I'm not in first, but at least I'm not where JB is. This guy is dead last, and I'd rather be anywhere but where he is. And I said before the show I would say it, but Jeremy looks really good right here. He looks good today. And
I got a haircut. I saw Kevin Beach today.
It's just a good day for a good show.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's also a good day to turn things around, you know. You got to take 100 shots to hit a couple, so I got to just keep shooting. Eventually, some of them are going to find the back of the hoop.
You sound like Julius Randle.
Speaking of shooting, though.
Well, speaking of shooting, yeah, men's basketball went back-to-back like Drake this weekend as they took the Empire Tournament title for the second straight year. Let's take a look at the highlights from that game. I know you guys like that Drake mention, too.
Nick Phillips probably doesn't like that.
All right, here we go.
Hey, look at the student section from Poly.
Yeah, it was
It's
crazy.
loud.
That was the
Quick
craziest
way to
environment
say
I've ever been in.
Yeah.
We were sitting sideline. It was crazy. It was loud.
Crazy.
Bananas, the
Yeah.
Peelies.
You can
as
see
you
him
call
back
them.
there behind the scorer's table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. He
What?
took a lot of those weird, like, off-balance threes.
Yeah.
A lot of them weren't good, but that one was good.
But the first couple minutes, nobody missed. It was insane.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Good poke.
Quick, fast break. Cole. Good
Hey,
pass.
now it looks like Jeremy in the pickup, baby. Let's go.
See
Where's
what-
Eric Corey?
That was
Wonder
before
how
Eric
his shoulder's
Corey tore his shoulder.
I wonder how his shoulder's doing.
New phone today.
The mid-range.
Talked to a lot of these guys post-game, too.
I was going to say, we talked to a lot of people post-game.
We talked
Yeah.
to about probably
And
half
coffee.
the roster.
And coffee.
Coffee's a cool guy, good coach.
Let's see, this was Torrey. Oh, he lost that time, but he had a great
We
game.
saw Kane do
Yeah.
this so much.
He
dude.
had 16
Kane
and a
had
half.
what, 2 or 3 fast break steals?
I want to say he had like 4 steals in the game.
Him and
Team
Isaiah
high.
Smith in a race would be one to watch. Like that, they're both so fast.
Can we put you and Eric Corey in the race too?
Yeah, I mean,
Stop mentioning Eric
I
Corey.
mean,
Just to make us
they
laugh.
might lap us, but we'll have some fun doing it. The end of the
Nice
first
job,
half
Stan.
run.
Yeah, well, that's what changed the game right there. The dunk by Teague. I thought there was a lot more time on the clock than there really was, but they went on a 10-0 run from this
Like,
point in
watch
the game.
you could just watch the score. Like, the next clip's going to jump, I bet.
They
What
were
was it,
calling for
19?
that.
Yeah,
So,
19 and a
screen.
half. So they scored, what, 10 points in a
Pull,
minute?
that's
15?
Insane.
That's exactly what I do in
God.
2K right there. You see that forced to switch and then popped a 3? That's literally me in 2K.
See, look,
then
now
look
they're
at
about
it.
16.
All right,
Yeah.
this was crazy.
And then look,
Oh my gosh. Like that's like
Hey.
4-on-1 to the rim.
Oh,
Look
he's-
at Kane. Do you see how high? I think Jordan Kane jumped higher than he did all game right there.
He
That
is,
vertical needs to be tested right there.
Isaiah Smith is fearless.
Yeah, he's a beast.
But they,
Won.
yeah, I mean, they
You
never
probably see
look
me in the
back
back
here.
left.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta be
somewhere.
You guys got to be somewhere in there.
Oh, on the
This is a
sideline.
fun
Get ready for
game.
my interview.
In the second half, too, I
pass.
felt like Poly was going to come back a little bit, too. Like, I know they ended up winning by, 13 points, Utica? But it really felt like Poly was a couple shots away from cutting it into single digits, and the Pioneers. Then Coffee called a couple timeouts that he really kind of helped weather the storm and didn't let him back down.
Yeah, through the first 10 minutes of the second half,
Yeah,
Poly
now
was
only 11.
playing definitely the better basketball.
Yeah, Dame also said that this was probably in all his years here the most packed he's ever seen the gym.
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
That was
Definitely.
insane.
I mean, I've been here for 4, and it wasn't even close. I've never
Yeah.
seen even the Nazareth game was never even close to that.
And he wasn't even in the game to finish the rest of the
Yeah.
game. He got fouled out.
Yeah, with 5 minutes left, that was
Yeah.
huge. And then
Neruda gets to dribble it out. That's
yeah, it was
cool.
awesome.
Big respect to Poly here for not poking the ball away and trying to get a steal with 3 seconds left on
I
the
wonder
clock.
who
though.
did that.
Yeah, Naz. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah, no,
No, it was
it was
Hohen.
it was
Hohen.
it was
It was
Hohen.
Hohen,
It was
yeah.
Hohen that did
Yeah,
that.
meaningless.
This
Look
is
at the
so cool, though,
celebration,
the
though.
celebration, yeah.
Yeah, and then the crowd stormed the court too, which I thought was
Yeah.
awesome.
They were respectful. They didn't do it immediately. There you go.
There it is.
there you
Yeah,
go.
look at oh my gosh,
I'm surprised that they were allowed to do that. I didn't
That's
think
insane.
it's scary
Yeah.
to let them do that.
wow. But what an awesome game right there. And then you guys also got the pleasure of talking to the tournament MVP and all-tournament team, Damian Call. Let's take a look at that too.
Welcoming Damian Call onto the set. Dame, congratulations, man, on a MVP award and obviously another championship. So, ending your last season here as a Pioneer, where are you right now emotionally?
I was just telling him, I can't even explain how happy I am, you know, just everything we've been through the season and just stuff like that. Like, I can't even explain how happy I am, you know, getting this win and just everything we faced during the season. You know, just, I can't even explain how happy I am, honestly.
And what does that thing in your hand mean to you? Like, that's a big honor, and to go out and win yet again, what does this mean to you to take home an MVP award with it?
Yeah, it means a lot because it's, you know, it's my last year, grad year, so it's my last year. It means a lot, but, you know, my teammates helped me get it, put me in positions. Coach Coffey, Pretzel, Zoll, all of them, Coach Cooney, so they all put me in the position to be successful. So, I mean, a lot of this credit goes to them as well. So, at the end of the day, I just wanted to get the championship. That's really all.
Now, Dame, coming into a season where there was some doubt with the roster, obviously no Justice Brantley this year, where do you think, where do you think the haters are now? Where do you think all the doubt is now?
I don't know where they're at, but we just try to tend not to listen to them, you know, just do our thing. We know Utica versus Poly, there was going to be a lot of stuff on social media just with the hype around, like, you know, they got players from around here and it's 10 minutes away, so we just try to avoid that noise, like the crowd, like Poly had a big crowd. We just try to avoid that and just try to, you know, the haters are going to hate, so it's just, it is what it is, but you just got to avoid them and just move on and, you know, do the right thing.
And ticket punch now to the NCAA tournament. So how, as a player, how is it mentally to get a quick turnaround from here? You know, championship, all smiles, and then it's right back to work next week.
Right, so yeah, we'll definitely be on the road. So, I mean, that's a little different than playing in front of our home crowd like that. You know, that's probably the most packed I've ever seen Utica. So it's a little different. I think just, you know, we have some time to rest, get our bodies right, and then, you know, we'll just see what we get Monday, see where we're going, and then just go from there, you know, practice the whole week, get ready, and take it game by game.
Dame, a fantastic season for you personally, obviously capping off an MVP award, becoming another member of the Pioneer 1,000-point club. I mean, what does this grad season merely mean to you as it's all summed up now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of what ifs if I came back or didn't come back after last year. You know, we won conference last year, and that was a high note. I didn't know if I wanted to come back for my master's or not, so I think just ending on this with another conference championship and the player and all the personal stuff, I think just adds like the cherry on top, stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's just a surreal feeling to do it, you know, with my family, in front of my family, and then my brothers on the court. So,
Dame, thanks so much. When they're calling you for a picture, I don't want to leave you out. So thank you so much, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Great interview, guys. Talk to me a little bit more. We heard it right there, but you guys interviewed a bunch of guys. You guys were courtside the whole time. Talk to me what I was like being on the court and talking to those guys.
Yeah, well, Dame was, you know, second to none. I thought. I mean, of course, I expected them to, you know, be all hyped up and have a lot of energy in the interview, but Dame was really professional and he was really thankful of, you know, his time in the program. And I thought a lot of what stuck out to me was how much he didn't know he was going to come back and play this year. He mentioned, I think, once or twice how, you know, he was kind of just cool going out last year, winning the championship and calling it quits after 4 years. But obviously with some time, some extra thinking, taking his grad year, playing another year here at Utica, and now being the guy on the team, winning tournament MVP, I think he's beyond grateful, and I thought he really portrayed that a lot in what he was saying to us.
Yeah, I agree. I like what you said, how he was the best interview that we had. I mean, he's very professional, as you said, and you know, to go out with a tournament MVP and to go out winning 2 in a row, and just to go back into the NCAAs. I like what he said too, how it's like we find out Monday who we play and then it's right back to work. Like, you get to enjoy this, but at the end of the day, there's still more basketball to be played. What people don't get too, he had 18 points in just 19 minutes. The whole game he was in foul trouble, and that's just how you know, like, you know, a leader. He's not out there the entire time, but he still makes such an impact in the time that he is there. You know, he takes the hardest matchup on defense because of how well of a defender he is. He's a very well-rounded player. And, you know, he's in foul trouble the entire game, but scores 18 points in 19 minutes, 7 and 12 shooting. Showed up when it mattered most for his team, and that's why he won the MVP award.
Yeah, it was a crazy game through and throughout, but I feel like one of the biggest reasons they won has to be Liam Teague. I feel like he might, as much as Damian made a bigger impact on all facets of the game, I think if there's, in my opinion, I was really surprised when Liam Teague didn't get the MVP. You know, he was averaging 20 points a game in that tournament alone, you know, 20 games back-to-back. Went off, had like a 20-point double-double, couple of blocks too. Liam Teague was like a really great spark plug guy off the bench too, and like having him and Devin Flynn, that duo really I think is the reason they went so far in the tournament. I'm interested to see how Sean Coffey uses them in the postseason going forward.
No, that's a good point you brought up. We talked to Teague as well, and he said, we talked to him at halftime and we talked to him post-game as well. So at halftime he was saying to us, how this year he kind of has a new role. He was starting a little bit last year, maybe a little to start this year as well. But him and Coffey kind of sat down with each other, and they thought what was best for him is to come off the bench and be an instant offense guy. That's exactly what he was all tournament. A game against Nazareth was fantastic. Same thing out in the championship against Poly. And again, that dunk to close the first half, again, 2 minutes to go or so, I think that really electrified the team. They went on that big run, and without Teague and Flynn, as you mentioned, I don't think they, are where they are. Like, the big men really carried them to the tournament.
Yeah, you got to talk about the freshman performances too. Jordan King and Isaiah Smith, both incredible performances. Isaiah having a career high versus Houghton in the tournament, and Kane having himself a really great end of the tournament as well versus Nazareth, as well as SUNY Poly in the championship. Two great guys that were awesome sitting down with us, having so much fun talking with us. And they're two instant spark plug guys. And I liked, we talked to Sean Coffey post game as well. He talked about the impact that they had. And, they started 1-3 in conference. And these are guys that, when you have freshmen sometimes, especially, they're not, a year ago they were still playing high school basketball. It takes them some time to grow and to figure it out. And these kids have really figured it out.
Yeah, when we talked to them, they, Coach Coffey has a big impact in why they were so good as freshmen. And he said that, I think Jordan King was the one that said he instills confidence into these guys. And Jordan King took 10 shots as a freshman in that championship game. And by any means, he's probably not a top 3-4 scorer if you want to count Damian Call, Foley, and honestly Liam Teague. Like Jeremy said, he's an instant spark off the bench on the offensive end. But he's taking 10 shots. He's aggressive. Isaiah Smith too with that big end one at the end. And it's not just these freshmen too. It's literally their entire team. Coach Coffey said it's impossible to put 5 out there at the end of the game because of just how many players want to be out there and how many players deserve to be out there. It's just very hard to put out a 5 at any time in the game. And he's good at what he does, and that's why they're the Empire 8 champions yet again.
Yeah, we got to talk also about SUNY Poly's performance, too. I feel like they also had a great game, a great season. In their inaugural season, the Empire, making it to the Empire Championship, led by Chinnick Torrey. He also got first-team all-tournament team honors. He had himself a great game, 25 points I want to say that he had. Great performance by them, and I think they're a program that, although they're losing a lot of senior leadership, they can really make some noise in this conference next year.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the team, but the student section as well. We saw on the highlight tape. That was the most packed I saw Amiga Court. But for that side of the gym, the visitor side, to be that packed with visiting fans, that was insane. We walked in there and you could just feel the tension in the gym. Like, I remember I was talking to Jack and Notar before the game started because JB, you were up in the nest with Pick on play-by-play, and I was telling them, like, dude, this is a D3 basketball game. This feels like a big time game for the SEC title or something like that. Like, that game was nuts. It was such a sick environment to be a part of.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, you mentioned SUNY Poly. Obviously, they don't have to travel as far as both schools are in the Utica area, but still kind of having that performance. If you're able to get your fans out there, it's got to do big things for the energy. Obviously, the team, I think, was feeding off of that energy. They had their student section, a lot of family, a lot of fans. You've got pretty equal playing field. You don't have to worry about a bunch of fans kind of cheering against you. You've got your own supporters behind you.
Yeah, it was an awesome year for the Empire 8 basketball. Sad the tournament's over, but really excited to see what is in the future for the Pioneers heading into the NCAA tournament. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. But now on the ice, men's hockey steamrolled through Chatham 9-0 to advance the UCHC Conference Championship once again. Let's take a closer look at how they did it. We had a total of 8 different goal scorers for the Pioneers, 9 total goals. 2 of those coming from Shane Murphy, and then a whole lot of other names that found the back of the net. Just what a performance after a team that we were talking about hasn't really had a big win like this, 9-0, especially versus a Chatham team that they tied and lost in a shootout to a couple weeks ago. What a performance by Gary Heenan's squad.
I don't know why you got to bring up that loss. It just brings back bad memories for me. But yeah, I remember we talked early on about the tournament and kind of how we thought it would play out. I didn't think Utica would win 9-0. I did think they'd beat Chatham. I thought it would be a lot closer, more of a game and not a murder, I guess. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Jimmy, they didn't really have that signature beatdown, I guess, this year. And you saw it there. You said 9 goals, 8 different players scoring goals, a 9-0 shutout at home in the second round of the playoffs. Now playing Geneseo, that's huge for the Pioneers. I mean, the offense was completely lights out. You just hope it can carry over. Defense was great, obviously, and I mean, as a Pioneer team, we know how talented they are. We know what they can bring to the table, and again, led by Coach Gary Heenan. I said it, I think 2 weeks ago. I mean, if you have him at the helm, I really think anything's possible, and you could definitely win this tournament and go deep in NCAA's as well.
Yeah, Jack, you were on the broadcast. Talk to me a little bit more about being in that environment and the game in general.
Yeah, it was really exciting. I mean, Chatham's obviously a really good team. They've given Utica some troubles in the past, but me and Ray Biggs, who was on play-by-play, he was really excited because obviously no one cares about Utica hockey quite as much as our boy Biggs. But he was pumped in between the periods. He's like, this is the best. This is the Utica team that he wanted to see and he's been expecting to see all year. Obviously, there's always big expectations for the Pioneers in terms of hockey when they walk into the Adirondack Bank Center, but he's kind of been, I guess, I don't know if disappointed is the right word, but obviously they've had a really good season. But this kind of like you were saying, Jeremy, like a beatdown on a team like this is kind of what people have been expecting. And again, Ray specifically was really excited to see kind of the team playing like this. And it's kind of exactly when you need him to do this because Geneseo is not a team you can kind of be sleepwalking into. I don't know exactly what the ranking is right now, but probably a top 5 team in the country in Geneseo.
Oh, wait, no,
I think there's the 2 seed. I was looking at the same thing though.
Yeah.
But no, Geneseo, you kind of have to be on your A game for that matchup. And if you're turning it on at the right time, they say that in all sports, you got to get hot at the right moments, especially in the postseason. And it seems like that's what the Pioneers are doing.
Yeah, the scoring takes a lot of load off of Ryan Piros, who, they've been playing a lot of really close games, 1-0, 2-3, all those kinds of scores. But giving Piros a 9-0 comfortable blanket really helped him, and I think is going to help them heading into this Geneseo game, having the momentum. But I'm interested to see, I don't want to talk about it too much because obviously we'll preview it later, but I'm interested to see how this team plays. I guess how they play with the fans not being here due to it being spring break.
Yeah, well, we just talked about it in the meeting we had upstairs, and SID Jordan Lambert brought up a good point. A lot of the fans are like the older generation, like people who are native to the Utica area, and it's kind of like families that go to those games and have kids and everything. So I don't think that'll affect them too much. I mean, again, at the end of the day, it's the top 2 teams in the conference, and it's going to be a game for the ages. I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago when they played Geneseo for the last time of the regular season at home. I said, listen, if you can buy a ticket, buy a ticket. If not, find a way to sneak into the odd because this game is going to be phenomenal. I'm probably going to watch it at home. If I'm not watching SmackDown, I got to see where my priorities are at that night. But yeah, it's going to be a phenomenal game, and that's a good point you brought up there, not having the fans and probably not having most, if not all, of the herd there as well. So it'll be definitely different from that aspect.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like just the culture. I mean, I've never been out to the Utica area until I got out to school here, but it's a hockey culture in the city itself. So I think hopefully it doesn't impact the fan turnout too much, and they'll get a good crowd and show some support for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I think it's one of the only schools or even towns, whatever, that hockey is bigger than football. Because football is king everywhere in America. But hockey is probably king in Utica, which is crazy to think about.
Oh, 100%. Just coming here, on a visit for baseball, the coaches preach how much, the guys like to go to the hockey games and stuff. And like you said, this is a hockey town. And, how Utica introduces their recruits is a night in the suite at a hockey game. And you get to experience, how good of a team they are and how fun of an experience it is going to this a game like this. And Jeremy mentioned it, they're all... I think they're still going to have a sold-out crowd. I don't think students not being here is going to impact anything at all. A lot of season ticket holders, they'll all be there. But I like how you brought up Ryan Piros. 93 save percentage, 3 shutouts already. One was Geneseo earlier in the year. And as you said, giving him a 9-goal cushion to just let him do his thing with no pressure that, takes a lot of pressure off of the goalie. And, this is a team that's riding high right now. Like you said, Chatham beat them earlier in the year in the shootout. So just to stay at home and take care of business and, keep your mind now on the championship, which is what they do best. They're always in the championship. It's a big win for them, and they're going to try to build off of it this weekend.
Yeah, we'll preview that in a little bit, folks. Don't go anywhere. But as for women's hockey, they dominated Manhattanville 3-0. Let's take a look at some of the stars in that game. Look at the star of the game.
I mean, I'm just a star.
All right, so the 3 goal scorers in this one would be Madison Devotny, Haley Modlin, as well as Molly Padone. Angela Hawthorne, 13 saves. Just an incredible performance by them to get a 3-0 win and advance to the championship and get another shot at it versus Nazareth.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing you get out of this. I mean, I told Riley Calhoun for a couple weeks, I said, you guys are going to beat Manhattanville. Like, the loss at Manhattanville doesn't really mean much. Yeah, they're a good, tough team to play, but again, they're not going to lose to Manhattanville at home and not going to lose to them more than once a year, if that. I told Riley there's no chance. She goes, oh, I don't know. I said, Riley, you're not losing the game. And they didn't lose. But yeah, another shot at Nazareth. Again, it's kind of like the men's team against Geneseo. It's must-watch hockey. And I mean, when you have a goalie like Angela Hawthorne, I mean, anything's possible. And if the offense could just play even strength and not be in the penalty box, they have a legit shot.
I just want to say quick, I mean, we couldn't have asked for, winter sports, 3 better championships. I mean, basketball we already talked about. We just talked about men's hockey and now women's hockey. We literally, obviously, only men's basketball and men's hockey at home. But we couldn't have asked for better games to talk about, better championship games to preview. We're getting blessed with everything. And I like what you said, too, with Hawthorne and net. It's you give yourself a good advantage. It's the same thing with Piros. Utica has 2 really good goalies in net. And, as a player on the ice, you're so confident. Even on a breakaway, it doesn't matter when you have those goalies there to protect you. And I think Hawthorne's a graduate. Yeah, so she doesn't want to go out with a loss to Nazareth because Nazareth has dominated them in the past. I know they have 2 wins against them this year, but they're motivated to win this Nazareth game. I can't wait to give our picks later on that.
I mean, you look kind of compared to that men's game. Manhattanville's not a team that's given the ladies too much of any problems. Obviously, the loss away in overtime, but if you look at this history, it hasn't been too much of difficulty for them. But that's got to give them some confidence. Just the same thing we saw from the men, a pretty solid victory. Gives you a lot of confidence going to the championship game against Nazareth, which is also, like we said, we're not previewing it right now, but 2 top 25 teams in the country. It's going to be a fun one.
Norts, I like the point you brought up. It's kind of like you can't script a better playoff championship run. Dave Fontaine in his last year, semester, whatever you want to call it, Dave Fontaine cooked with the script. So shout out to ex-AD Fontaine. I miss you, man. You're a good guy.
Yeah, the winter sports really came through after a bit of a tough fall it was with a lot of sports here on campus. All 3 teams making it to the championship other than women's basketball. Huge for them. But
why is he laughing, bro?
But
I'm surprised.
Yeah, but I mean, Angela Hawthorne being the goalie of the year, and then Jordan Kowalski didn't even score a goal. 13 goals, 9 assists, 22 total points on the year for her. Player of the year in the UCHC.
Big time.
That's why I think it's going to be a really, really good game versus Nazareth. We'll talk about that a little later on. But now we're in spring season, so the baseball team split down in Jersey. How do we think this series sets the standard for the rest of the season for the guys down the diamond?
I'll start off. So I think a lot of it comes down to the pitching staff. I mean, obviously you saw Cooper Kanabe. He won, I believe, Empire 8 Pitcher of the Week. I mean, that's the guy he is. We came in the same freshman class. Cooper's the kind of guy you know what you're going to get every time he's on the mound. He's going to compete every single at bat. He's going to always pitch ahead, and that's what he does best. You know what I mean? Cooper's a really, really good strike thrower, and that's what Coach Malazzo really preaches. He wants guys who throw strikes. He wants guys who fill it up and get a lot of weak contact, get a lot of ground balls, just like New York Mets starting pitcher Clay Holmes. But yeah, I think they kind of figured out what they have on offense. Again, they're going down to Florida this weekend, so there's still a little bit of trial and error with the lineup, figure out what you have and who you can plug and play in certain situations. But I think the team really is reliant on pitching and defense this year because, we talked about who they lost last year. the lineup doesn't have as much power as it did last year, so it's going to have to be a lot of small ball, and I think that is what this Florida trip is going to be about, at least for the offensive side. It's going to be, find a way to get on base, get guys over, get them in, and hold on to small leads.
Yeah, to build off that too, we had a lead in that second game, and it, it got blown late in the game. A couple, misplayed ground balls and walked here and there, and then the big hit came for Centenary. So, like Jeremy said, though, it's going to be a lot in the pitching. Pitching's going to have to hold whatever lead that they get, and there's a very favorable schedule for us in Florida. We have a lot of easier teams. Last year when we went down to Florida, we played some of the best teams in the country, and it didn't go well. But we have a better schedule this year against more favorable teams. And Milazzo said the other day in practice, like, this is going to be a team that lineups are changing until probably late April. Like, there's no set lineup right now. There's a lot of question marks around because a lot of people can play. And as Jeremy said, it's not an overpowering lineup. There's not much power, so anybody that's going to step in and get a big hit or make the plays in the field is going to play. And that's because, when you don't have a team where everybody 1 through 9 can hit a home run, you have to play small ball, and you have to see who's doing the job the best. And, a split this week isn't the greatest thing, but it's also not the worst. And now we go into Florida with a 500 record and hopefully come out of there like a couple games over 500. But we'll see. We leave Friday.
Yeah, I think with the baseball team, there's a lot of question marks, like you said. I mean, losing your best player in Jason Story isn't good. And Adam Duvall didn't have the best series. He was amazing last year. Josh Duvall, pardon.
Adam Duvall is a Braves
MLB
playoff
player.
legend.
Yeah, Josh Duvall. But I think there's a lot of question marks, seeing who's going to step up, and I think this is a team that's kind of obviously, I think having a favorable schedule in Florida is great for you guys. But I think when it comes to conference play, I could see you guys starting a little shaky. A lot of guys that haven't played conference games, which everybody who plays sports understands how much bigger conference games are than regular or out of conference games. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of trial and error, and I think eventually by the end of the season the lineup will be really set, and I could see them having a lot of success later on.
Oh, that's another big reason why Florida is so big, because of the trial and error aspect. Like we said, we don't know who's going to be starting. Jeremy almost falls. But we don't know who's going to be starting in some of these positions. So in non-conference games, you get the opportunity to try different people in different spots. And
I have a new message.
Yeah, so we get the opportunity to try new things, and that's really what Florida's all about. That's why we go down every year. And as you said, first series is against Poly, and Poly gave us trouble last year, so this could be an interesting season, and we'll see. But hopefully Florida goes well, because last year it did not.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Too many games to preview in terms of the baseball team, but hoping to keep an eye on them and see how they're doing.
You probably wouldn't get any of them right anyway, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't like that shot. That was a stray.
Is that a stray?
I mixed mine up too.
That doesn't matter.
I went 0 for 2 this week. That wasn't great. I wanted definitely to. I knew we were gonna split, but I didn't get the right ones right. But Cooper did have a really good game.
If you want to talk about things not being right, we'll just go back to the Chatham overtime shootout game, and we can all start from there. You guys didn't want to count it as a tie or a win, so now you got to reap what you sow.
Fair.
So.
Fair enough.
Deal with it.
I mean,
18
Cooper
and 14.
Kaname, 5 innings, 65 pitches is really.
So he's such an economical pitcher.
Only
That's
2
what he is.
strikeouts, and that's the kind of pitcher he is. He's not going to blow by you, but he's going to put some spin on the ball, and you're not going to be able to barrel one off of him. He's a very good guy, and I've been telling people for a long time, our season really depends on him. We need that dual-headed ace with him and Rhodes, and that's what it seems like we have thus far. So good sign that he's healthy.
And then moving back over to winter sports, men's and women's track and field competing in the Empire Championships. And we had X Factor performance during that meet. Let's take a look. So for the women's track and field team, we had Marlo Townsend running a program record in the 3,000 meter. Huge performance by her. And also another member of the women's track and field team, we had Catherine Mana. She ran a 10:32.67 in the 3,000 meter, which was second all time. So both of those ladies have themselves a really good performance. The women overall finished 5th with 38 total points.
It was a fun meet. I was only there for a little bit, didn't get to go for the whole thing, but it's kind of in a different environment. Obviously, as a track team, we've kind of gone in with our biggest concerns been Nazareth. Obviously, that Empire 8 matchup between Utica and Nazareth, but now the additions of Brockport and Geneseo, it's kind of a different environment. It was a much different feel for that meet. I don't know exactly what the men and women placed. I think it was like 4th and 5th, which is not kind of the numbers we're used to seeing, so it's going to kind of be stuff to look at. But like I said, I wasn't there for a whole ton of time for the meet, but in terms of like the pole vault, I'm usually used to getting like top 3, top 5. I got like, I don't even know what I got, but it wasn't even close to placing. Like there's just these Brockport and Geneseo guys, they're really, really talented over there, so it's kind of a whole, you got to kind of regroup and remap the whole strategy for these meets.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about the men's side of things, too, there was a lot of, although as a team they did place 4th, 83 total points, there was a lot of great performances. One of the guys, I got to give a shout out to my guy, Tyshawn Taylor, 2-sport athletes, football player also here, placed 5th in the 60-meter hurdles with a time of 8:66, and Kate Tavares placed 7th with an 8:95. But I got to say about Tyshawn, he is an athlete. I mean, this is a guy that's playing, intramural basketball on Monday, then he's got track, and he's got spring ball on Saturday, just a true athlete, and he paid it off right there. 5th place performance is pretty
Also,
good.
you got to shout out Hunter Logan. He went like a 4-time back-to-back shot put champion in the conference. That's insane. It's a college athlete going 4 times back-to-back. I don't know how he does that. He's an absolute mammoth.
Yeah, he's really like the Jordan. He might even be like the Bill Russell.
He
like,
could be.
just nobody
Just
beats
ring
him.
chaser,
He's just
yeah.
the best.
You said Hunter Logan?
Hunter
Yeah.
Logan.
I
He's
saw
got
him. I
like
saw him
the
at the
Bill
barber
Russell.
today.
Did you?
Yeah, he got cut by Kev before I did.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Remember when he used to have, no one used to have really long hair?
Me, yeah.
No, he
Oh,
did.
him?
He had like
Yeah.
full like.
He's a
down
good
to his
guy.
shoulders.
He's scary.
awesome,
Like
yeah.
if you get me, you put like me and him back to back.
He'd eat you. I
Yeah,
think.
he's scary. Nice guy though. But yeah, it feels like every week there's a new track record being broken. I think that speaks to the athleticism of the track program. Every year you got new freshmen coming in, and in returners as well, breaking records. Sometimes in the case of like Hunter Logan, breaking their own records. So it's really interesting to see how often new benchmarks are being set for this track program, and continues to get better, especially now with a tougher competition like Geneseo and Brockport.
That's the other thing I was talking to Ray about during this hockey game. We were talking about the track meet because it was the same day. I have no idea how the coaching and the recruiting staff continues to find like a new freshman that runs like a 50-second 400. Again, you guys aren't track guys. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. That's insane.
It's like hieroglyphics to me.
A 50-second 400, and you always have a freshman coming in running that, so we can add to the 4x4, the open. It's really incredible that these coaching staffs are able to get these guys.
Yeah, then the 200-meter types of things, those guys are just so quick. I mean, Tanner Warren placed 3rd all time, broke another record, 22:16. And then he also placed 3rd in the meet. And then you also had Ellis Urgent and Nolan Flynn, both with 22:46, placing 4th and 5th all time. Those guys are just so quick. I want to say the 200 meters is one of the best events, I think.
It's fun.
Currently.
Yeah.
I have a
For
question.
Utica especially.
What's your
Is
question?
Nolan Flynn related to Devin Flynn?
No.
I don't think so.
You think that's a bad question?
I think Nolan Flynn's a Whitesboro guy. Is he?
No, he's from Connecticut.
He's a Connecticut guy.
Oh, so it's a really bad question
Yeah, it
then.
wasn't even close.
Oh, well, I apologize, everyone listening at home.
All right.
Right.
Now for our last segment of the show, let's go around and give our picks for this week's upcoming games.
Everyone.
It's everybody's favorite, and it's my favorite graphic.
Yeah, it's your least favorite thing to pick because you're terrible.
Oh, okay. Well, not today. All right.
How many weeks have you heard that?
Let's start it off here.
Like 8 weeks in a row now.
Let's start off with some spring sports. Obviously, like we said, baseball and softball going to Florida, but they both got too many games to predict. We'd be here all day. So we'll talk about women's and men's lacrosse first. So women's lax, they're going to travel to Oneonta to play the Red Dragons. Jeremy, starting with you, what's your pick?
You're just taking my whiteboard.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's in front of me. I couldn't find mine.
I'm going to go, look at the record, 25-7. It's going to move up, back in first place where I belong. Taking Utica. And they're going to win. And that's all you need to know.
Someone's got to go before me. I need to find another marker again.
Just say your pick.
24-8.
It's better than you.
Is that better than you?
It's better than him.
Because I got the.
Hold on.
It's because of baseball.
You talk a lot of trash to me about your record, but your record is right behind.
He's like five.
You're only one ahead of me.
But he's like 5 games better than me.
Yeah, but you're one place ahead of me.
I think it's going to take a little bit of time for Utica to find their footing in the lacrosse game. So I'm not trying to spoil my other pick, but I think men's and the women's lacrosse are both going to have an off week. I think they're going to need a little bit of time to kind of figure things out. We saw that. I had a little confidence in them last week. I know the women. I don't know actually what the score of the men's game was. But the
18.
women-
You don't want to know.
Okay, well, see, I was right.
There's a lot to a little.
I think it's going to take a little bit more time further into the season until they start finding their momentum.
Oneonta easily, You know, as you said, both lacrosse teams struggling a little bit. 0-3, lost 10-11, 17-6, and 18-7. So I'm gonna ride the Dragons here, right? That's what they are, Dragons.
Yeah, the Red
Dragons. Yeah.
That's what I like.
So, as much as I'd like to pick Utica, and I did pick them last week, I got to go with Oneonta. They got it done last year with the Pioneers. Red Dragons got a great lacrosse program, both men's and women's lacrosse. So, I think they get the win. But it should be a fun game for sure. On the road, though, it'll be a tough environment. That first win of the season, I just don't think comes yet, but it'll definitely be coming soon.
I didn't see my record when I went. Did anyone see it?
23 and whatever the other number is.
24, I think.
No, you're 24.
Oh, so I'm
He's
23 and 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Mine's
right.
second.
So now we got men's lacrosse at home versus Vermont State University Castleton.
Never
Jeremy,
heard
what's
of
your
that
pick?
place.
You're going to like this.
Are we?
We're taking Utica yet again with the duck on the whiteboard. Give me the Pioneers. Get the first one of the year.
Why duck?
Jordan Lambert. He really is confident in the boys this week. I'm gonna blind tail him here, and I'm gonna pick Utica.
Pioneers. Again, we talked to Jordan Lambert. He said he was confident in this. If there's anyone that knows Utica sports, it's going to be Jordan Lambert. Maybe Ray Biggs would know too. But Jordan Lambert's got a pretty good feel on all Utica sports. I don't know a whole lot about lacrosse. I'm kind of taking his word for it. I do want to say JB was looking at my board. I think he's just copying answers because he doesn't know how to pick for himself. That's kind of my theory.
Well,
I've
why
got.
would he when he's 18, whatever?
The Pioneers, not the Pioneers.
Oh.
I'm gonna take. What is this school called? Castleton? I'll take Castleton, baby. I mean, come on, that's kind of like intimidating. Castle?
Oh,
That's
real
kinda sick.
intimidating.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm shivering.
Yeah, that's a
in the
great
boots.
pick. Yeah, picking because of their name. Yeah, okay. Okay. No, it's Utica all day. Can't really read that because my marker doesn't really work that well.
Marker, dude.
But it's gonna be a quick turnaround. You know, they have a home game this Wednesday versus New England College. They're gonna have to travel down to Utica. I think the Pioneers they want to win this game, continue to try and bounce back and turn around their season. I think the Pioneers are gonna get a big win over Castleton.
No, it's not.
Over the Castle guys. Okay. All right. Now let's move over to the ice. We got women's hockey traveling to Rochester to play the Golden Flyers. Jeremy, this is a big game. What's your pick?
So I was with them all year long. I rode with them, called so many games this year. I really think this time is the time the Pioneers get it done. I have full faith in Angela Hawthorne. She does not want this to be her last ever hockey game. So I'm going to take the Utica women's hockey team to win against Nazareth University. And Angela Hawthorne is going to continue to cement herself as a Utica great.
I like that take. It's a good start. Saying the same thing. Pioneers. I like this women's hockey team. They played really well all year. But, they've got a lot of potential. They've been able to get it done against a lot of really good teams. I don't think there's any reason. Obviously, the lights are getting brighter now. I think it's a team that's going to perform under the lights.
Utica's 0-2 at Nazareth. We're going to keep it like that. We're getting golden. Give me Naz.
It's just all these corny
Give
taglines.
me Naz, baby. If Utica was home, I would have picked Utica in this one, but you look at the split between them. Utica won the 2 games at home, lost 2 games on the road. I see the same story in this one. Sorry, Utica.
Well, this is a Utica team that's riding a big 3-0 win. Another shutout for Angela Hawthorne. But I'm going to use my same analogy that I said on Saturday. You know what happens when you put an eagle in a fight with a moose? It's going to get his eyes scratched out. So I'm going with the Golden Flyers. Give me the Eagles. Give me Nazareth right here. Golden Flyers get the win at home. It's just a tough environment to play in down in Rochester. I think that the offense is going to be a little bit too much, and the Nazareth goaltending is real good over there. So I think Golden Flyers are going to get the win.
That is a horrible analogy. If a moose, even with one eye, if a moose...
Yeah, look at the patch on his eye.
That's because of you,
Yeah,
not because of an eagle.
Yeah. So if I scratched out its eye, what's an
You
eagle going to
threw
do to
the
that
thing,
guy?
And the moose is much bigger than
yeah,
this.
okay.
The moose would catch it in its mouth or just swing its big
No
antlers
way.
around and knock the thing out of the sky. I mean, do you watch the Discovery Channel?
Oh, I do.
Well, you probably have the wrong subscription, so you're watching a real bad one. And you said a Wildcat would beat a moose too. Look what happened. They lost by 13 points. They got stomped out of the gym. The bananas were rotting on the other side of the court. Yeah, they were rotting as the Wildcats.
There's going to be no
clawed the
Peelies
Pioneers.
that now
That's
just going to have to deal
terrible.
with.
You're terrible.
Yeah, okay.
Had enough of
We'll see about that pick. That pick's going to age real well.
No, it won't. It's going to age like the Poly Bananas.
All right, now let's talk about men's hockey versus Geneseo.
That's really good.
All right, men's hockey, big game for the UCHC title. Jeremy, what's your pick?
Again, another team I've been around a lot this season. I took over the role of Jeffrey Kopech, a Utica legend. So shout out Jeff. Hopefully I filled your shoes the way that you'd want someone to do it. Listen, my boy Ray Biggs, I'm riding with you, man. Ray Biggs and the Utica men's hockey team win it on Saturday at home. No herd, don't matter. They're winning this thing, taking down Geneseo. And again, I think with Coach Gary Heenan, they can do anything they need to. I'm very excited.
I made something for you guys for my prediction. This is a big moment for me, so I wanted you guys to be, I made a little slideshow, okay?
Ooh. You made this in 3 seconds?
Here we go.
In 3 seconds. So I want you guys to just look closely, just pay attention. Short and simple, I think Utica University is going to win this game.
Utica University, real formal.
Again, I made this in 4
That
seconds.
must have took a lot of time.
I tried 4 different files and none of them were supported. So that was the only image I could get. I think Utica University, Pioneers are going to take this one. Obviously, they've been comfortable in the UCHC conference for a while now. A couple of back-to-backs. I think this is going to be an easy win. I don't think it'll be easy, but Geneseo is a really good team. I think they're going to be hungry for the win, though.
Well, I also am having something on my computer. A picture of Picasso, because I'm the best drawer in town, and I drew the Geneseo Knights because they will win at the Athletic Bank Center. Jeremy's laughing. It's just not funny. Utica's gonna have a bad weekend, and there's gonna be like a, real depressing weekend for Utica sports. I hope not, but give me the Knights.
Yeah, well, I want to take my crown as best drawer after this Picasso-like performance that I just put on right now. But the Pioneers, their team that's red hot, 9-0 win. Geneseo had a lot of trouble with Manhattanville, only winning that game by, I believe, 2 goals. It was real close throughout, and I think they were down a goal at one point at the end of that second period. I think that loss versus Chatham, I believe it was, that they lost at the end of the season to lose them the #1 seed. I think that was a very demoralizing loss, and I think that's going to stick around with them. So I'm going to go with Utica and my beautiful moose right here.
You can't even see that.
You don't like it?
You can't even see it. You can't even erase it very well. You need a wet wipe.
This guy.
I'm going with the moose. It's a great drawing, just like it's going to be a great performance on Saturday at the Odd. And I think the Pioneers get a big win. So although women's hockey won't be able to get it done, men's hockey is going to be able to, put on a good performance over the Knights.
Well, I agree with that pick. And
Okay. I'm glad you like that.
Definitely a better drawer than you are predictor. So you give me that.
All right, now the big game. Men's basketball coming off an Empire 8 title, traveling to Montclair State in the NCAA tournament. Second straight appearance to the NCAA tournament. Jeremy, starting with you. What do you got?
Flip my computer. That's a picture, for those who know, that's a picture of Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes is a champion. The world heavyweight, WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. And you know what the Pioneers are?
Champion.
They're a champion.
WWE.
Give me Utica. Go to him.
I don't even know how to top that. That was scary. I love the Pioneers. I think they had a really good performance. They did a really good regular season, postseason run in the Empire 8. It was a really promising team, a lot of good things. So I'm taking Montclair State. I think they're going to have they've got a couple of good guys. I know me and Notar were just talking. They've got a guy dropped 40 points in the game. He shoots a lot of threes. He went like 9 for 11 from 3 in one game. That's insane. I think the Pioneers do have a really good perimeter defense kind of going on. Talked about Isaiah Smith and Jordan Kane. They're pretty quick guys, but I think their offensive scoring is going to prove to be too much. I think they're going to overwhelm them, so I got to take Montclair on this one.
I got a ride too. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Where'd he come from?
Whoa. Give me the Pioneers! Let's go! That's all I got.
That was awesome. But Utica, this is a team, although the Redhawks 21-6, coming off an overtime win versus Ramparo College. Ramparo College in their conference championship. It's a Pioneer team that's really figured it out. Won 13 of the last 14. Red hot right now.
10 in a row.
10 in a row. This is a Utica team that's got a lot of heart. This is the deepest I've ever seen their team. A lot of bench depth and a lot of guys that can get it on all facets of the game. So right now, although Nico Leonard's not going to like this, at the end of the day, New York just overpowers New Jersey. New Jersey's the
yeah.
little bro, and I'm gonna go with Utica. The E8 better than New Jersey. You see the
Got needs an
championship
eraser.
right there, and we got the Moose. Utica. See, this is why I'm the best drawer at this table. I might not be the best picker, but I'm definitely the best drawer. Look at that right there. But I'm gonna go with New York over New Jersey, and we're gonna go with the Pioneers beating the Red Hawks down in New Jersey. Huge win for them. And then, oh, look at that. Wow. For those that don't know, that's the great Nick Phillips.
What?
The great Nick Phillips. All right.
Wait, hold on. Before we end the show.
Before we end the show, what do you got?
I started off like this,
My marker's not much better than yours.
They messed
and
up.
I'm going to end it like
Whiteboard.
this. Spread kindness in the world because Jeremy looks nice. Jeremy looks really nice today.
That's shout out to Kevin Beach. He got me right today in the barber chair.
Jeremy looks nice, and Utica, my record's going to look nice after Utica gets a lot of losses.
Listen, I think you could lose out and your record will still look better than JB's. So
I
you'll be
agree.
all right.
I agree.
My record's gonna look so good after the Pioneers get it done in Jersey, and the Golden Flyers, baby, getting a
Because
big
they're gonna,
win.
because an eagle's gonna beat a moose in a fight. Okay.
Yeah, it would. Just scratch out his eyes.
Yeah.
Wait, I got a quick question. How many people, like regular humans, would it take to beat a gorilla in a fight? This is an
All
important
right, I have a
question.
better. I have a better.
No, answer the question
How
first.
many Nick Phillips would it
No,
take?
how many regular people have to fight to beat a gorilla
I think
in a
the
fight?
show is
Just answer your question
Joe's
first.
taking-
69.
69. Thank you for your answer.
I'm gonna take
it's no longer the 4J's, it's human wildfire.
That would take me a
fights.
while to answer, so I'll answer that after the production.
All right, we
Well,
discussed.
thank you all. That'll just about do it here for us. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. We'll be here again next week. Actually, we won't because it's spring break. We'll be taking a break, but we will be back soon.
Yeah,
Tune
if
in
it
2 weeks
shatters.
from now for all things Utica Sports. Thank you all for watching. And always remember to fear the moose.
Nick DeLucia.